One of the many reasons I love Nevada, especially in regards to outdoor recreation, is it's 86% public land. So the last thing that I was concerned about when I had this tag was accessing areas to hunt.
A proposal to sell off millions of acres of public lands.
Congressman Mark Amodei was among those introducing an amendment to sell off public lands in Nevada.
Shortly after I realized I drew the tag, there was an effort to sell those exact same parcels that I had the tag for.
All those could be eligible for sale.
This really is one of the largest attempts to sell off public lands in modern history.
And it was definitely a little bit of a gut punch, realizing that something that I didn't think I'd have to worry about was all of a sudden in jeopardy. As a outdoor recreation enthusiast, and that includes hunting, that includes fishing, camping, mountain biking, hiking. Pretty much if there's anything to be done outside, I've at least done it once or tried it once. So right now we have a Nevada archery pronghorn tag opening tomorrow. Excited to see what we got. We head back to camp and see what tomorrow brings. Well, that was interesting. Hopefully we won't see that guy in the blind tomorrow. So once I drew the tag, I knew the next step was to make sure I have eyes on the unit. Oh yeah. Made sure to cover as much area as I could to make sure that I had a good idea of the quality of animals within the unit, to make sure I knew where the high density areas were, and to make sure I was able to have access to all these areas. The unit I had put in for was a good quality unit with a lot of public land.
So I'm not originally from the western states, although I've lived in about 7 of them. I grew up in upstate New York.
I would say my story is a story that's been told 1,000 times. Grew up with a fishing rod and a BB gun in each hand. And how I was able to get access for hunting grounds was knocking on farmers' doors. I was happy if I had access to 30 acres, 40 acres, anything over 100. It felt like you could spend all day out there and never touch. So when I was roaming the hills of Western New York looking for squirrels and rabbits and turkeys, I was like every other kid that daydreamed about one day I'm going to be hiking in Nevada chasing antelope.
Today's opening day. Looking forward to this for a long time.
When we woke up opening morning, the excitement level was high because we knew we were going to see a lot of animals. We were able to get in there right as the sun was starting to cancel out some stars. And the first animal came in at about 7:30. Yeah, they're coming in, we just gotta wait. With the amount of habitat that was out there, the population was very strong. We saw a lot of fawns with does, good high quality bucks. My whole purpose out here is just to take a good mature animal, and I think that was one of them. But as soon as I went to draw back, I think he got a little spooked. We saw about 50 different animals. We knew we were gonna see something, but now we're literally surrounded. This is the fun part. I think a lot of people, especially when they think of Nevada, they think of just desert and, quote, dirt patches.
The vast majority of it has zero recreational value. A lot of it doesn't have any conservation value.
As someone who has a wildlife biology background, you cannot have animals producing 2 to 3 fawns on poor quality habitat. And so when I hear that these public lands are just dirt patches, I would strongly disagree because it is high quality hunting ground. I won't shoot anything unless it gets me excited the first time I see it. And this buck certainly fit that description. You think he's the biggest one of the ones that have come in today? Seems like it to me. And He came in pretty much on a string, was able to present me a good shot at I think 36 yards, and made sure I took my time.
Good shot. He's going down. Hell yeah.
I got a bloody arrow and got a dead pronghorn right here, but I think that's what you like to see. Nothing but bright red. And now that I'm in the conservation wildlife career field, I now know how precarious access to our public lands is.
And for the most part, the ones that are using it are the outdoor recreationalists and the ones that are making a livelihood on this. Cattle ranching is very active in this area. Mining is a huge stakeholder in this, and most of that mining is on public lands as well.
There are acceptable reasons and very valid reasons why certain public lands can be released for economic reasons. However, it needs to be a consensus from those stakeholders on how that's done. And we need to make sure that we are being that voice, even if we're just one user group.
An amendment that would have put thousands of acres of Nevada public land up for auction has been stripped from the broader budget bill.
We need to make sure that that kid out there right now can fantasize 20 years from now that they're going to be one day hunting on public land out west. It's up to us now to make sure that we fulfill their dream.